Hey, welcome to the Art of Relationship Show, people. Hopefully, everybody's doing okay. And we're going to kick off tonight. It's Wednesday, as every night we talk about, you know, love, dating, marriage, sex, intimacy, right? So, tonight, going to have a little fun this evening. And while we're waiting for people to kick off, let me start the intro and then we'll jump right into it. Hey, welcome back after the intro. Okay. Um, Everybody join in, right? You can share the Art of Relationship Show. Share it on your timeline. I want to make this a fun evening and try to help as many people out there. Ivana, hey, I appreciate you tuning in. And like everybody else, you can join in on the live chat down below and throw out your questions, your comments, everything else. Okay. So I want to be able to help as many people out there. That's my passion. Okay. I've been doing this, licensed professional counselor in the state of Michigan, relationship sex specialist. Been doing this for 21 and a half years now, a long time. Yes, I am actually yeah, I'm a fully licensed professional partner and everything else. Okay. So I'm all about wanting to help people. That's my passion. I have a lot of grief, a lot of trauma experiencing too. So um, every episode I talk about disclosure, right? This does not replace the actual professional counseling that I do in my office because of, consent forms, all that have to be signed according to HIPAA guidelines, legalities, confidentiality, and everything. But I'm going to do the best I can to answer your questions. As always, your questions are important to me. I want to help you out as much as possible. So, and it doesn't have to be concerning the topic of discussion, okay? Tonight, we're going to be talking about what movie love stories do you love, right? What love story movies, shows, TV shows, whatever that you love and you would love your relationship or marriage to be. And this is not perfection, right? It's scripted. The movies are scripted, everything to suck us all in, maybe break our hearts and maybe cause us to fall in love with the characters, the story, characters in the story, right? The actor, actresses, in the movie. So, going to talk about, what is your favorite love story movie and going to get into that too. And as always, please share your comments down below, throw your questions out there pertaining to it could be your dating life. It could be your relationship. Maybe you're going through challenges. Maybe, you just went through a grief experience, which I hope not. My heart goes out to you. Hey Nick, hey Lisa, I appreciate you tuning in. So anything I can do to help you, relative to, marriage questions, dating questions, relationship questions, or, definitely sex, intimacy aspects as well. Okay. And I'll do the best I can to answer them. Like I said, it does not replace the actual professional counseling that I do in my office, but I'll do the best I can. I use the same type of professionalism and strategies to be able to help you and promote, happiness, self love, self respect, and passion and desire in your relationship. Again, it's not a right or wrong type of situation. A lot of times you're going to look at people argue and battle left and right about what is, I'm right. No, I'm right. And they argue. What if it's just different, right? People argue about if one wants a child, the other one doesn't. And it is not a right or wrong. It's just so different, but it's not going to work. And it could be sexual frequencies. It could be anything, styles, monogamy, open relationship, that type of thing. And a lot of people bash and judge other people. And I'm all about trying to promote peace and love and we can disagree, right? We don't have to live our life everybody else's way. We need to do what's healthy for us, and what is respectful, what is consensual when it comes into your relationship, when it comes into your marriage, your dating life, that situation. I'm not about people, lying, manipulating, trying to play games with other people, and not about people hurting other people. Not at all. Cheese lover. Uh-oh, what kind of cheese do you like? Hey, Sean, what's happening? Hey, Pierre, what's going on, bro? I appreciate you tuning in, man. So, any questions you have, throw them out, and I'm going to get into what is your favorite movie love story, right? Everybody brings up, and I'm gonna date myself, right? I'm old, so we can look at the situation about how many people love the movie Dirty Dancing, and I know the younger crowd is like, Dirty Dancing, who the heck's that, right? Or what the heck's that about? It could be Dirty Dancing. Sleepless in Seattle is another classic with Tom Hanks, right? Phenomenal. It's a great love story. It's funny. It's comedy. Oh, I can't even think of. I'm thinking of the one now with Billy Crystal. Um, oh, I can't even think of what that name is now with um, Meg Ryan and Billy Crystal. I'm talking old movies, right? And I can't even think if people out there can help me. Oh, When Harry Met Sally. There we go, Lisa. Yep, I got it. Thank you. It finally hit me. So, talking about, all these classic movies. Yep, Pierre, you too, man. I appreciate it. Looking at these movies, what about, maybe more recent 50 Shades of Grey? Maybe that is your favorite, right? You want that little cat and mouse game going on. You want that power trip going on and that balance. Who's got the power? Does he have the power, or does she actually have the power when it comes into that? Maybe you're dying for that love story, right? Yeah, I'm bald, man. Yeah, that's obvious, right? That's a obvious situation. So it's like that commercial, right? What is it, Captain Obvious? But anything again, share on your timeline, your pages. I want to help as many people out there as possible. So remember, regardless what I'm talking about, you can definitely ask, any questions you have regarding dating, relationships, marriage, and sexuality, those type of stuff. And I also do handle with grief, that type of situation as well. So that's where I want people to be able to, I'm here for you. I want to help people out. That's my passion. And I've been doing it professionally for a long time. Okay. So, going back to what other movies, maybe man, I would love that love story. What else? The Notebook, right? That's a newer one that a lot of people just love. Yeah, and I love it in a way because neither one of them sort of sell themselves out. They stick to their values, what they believe in so strongly, and it goes that, back and forth type aspect. In the end, right? Who couldn't ask for a better ending of the Notebook, right? And if you haven't seen it, if nobody else have seen it, yep, see, Lisa, yep, 50 Shades, the Notebook. Now, would you be able to integrate the Notebook into 50 Shades? Maybe they had a little, back and forth, yelling, screaming all the time, right? Pierre, you mentioned, don't know if I have a favorite, but When Harry Met Sally was a good one. No, it's a great one. There's a lot of them. What about Debbie Does Dallas for the old people out there? I was going to say, Debbie Does Dallas, that's an old porno. Maybe you have your favorite, porno that's your favorite love story, right? Again, it's not a judgment. Maybe it is, maybe not, right? Maybe you got something a little more risque that is going on. Oh, Sleepless in Seattle. Yeah, that was good too, bro. There's a lot of them. Hey, Amanda, what's happening? So I joke around, people are Debbie Does Dallas. I think that was one of the first mainstream pornos back in, that was even before I was alive or born, I think in the 70s. Well, I was born in 68. I'm old. But I was a kid, okay? What about Forrest Gump? How many people would look at, with Forrest and Jenny about would that be a love story, right? So what about that? Lisa, absolutely. I have that written down on my list right here too. My little cheat sheet, which I don't have, the Titanic, right? What about that? But the Titanic, right? I'm like, it's a great love story, right? And, the going against the odds and trying to be with each other, and the rich people, the rich kid, rich guy, poor kid guy, that type of thing, and the passion they shared, the love they had for each other. And my question with the Titanic, which a lot of us men have, why didn't she take her, drown and let him save his own life, right? No, I'm like, I'm laughing, I'm joking, okay? Like a lot of people will talk about, you know, talk about, oh, we want a guy that would take the bullet for us. And I'm like, why can't the woman take the bullet for us, right? It's talking about, equal rights, equality, those type of situations, okay? So I want people to be able to, think about what other movies, what about Lady and the Tramp, right? We could talk about, cartoons, that type of situation. Lady and the Tramp. What about Shrek, right? Would that be a love story? Yeah, absolutely, right? Beauty and the Beast. There's so many out there that you could think of, and a lot of people might want, more of the realistic ones, the natural, with people, and I'm not animated, not cartoons. But again, some people are also about anime, and I'm not that familiar with anime. I'm not into anime, but I'm sure people listening, watching could also, throw up some movie titles too. So if you can think of any other movies that or what about TV shows, right? That you feel is a great love story, right? You can look at maybe a Netflix story. Hey, Tiana, what's happening, man? It's been a while. So hopefully, what are your favorite, or what, maybe there's a comedy, right? What about a love story about friends with benefits, right? Oh, Love Actually. Pierre, that's a great one, actually. No, that's a really good one. I had a brain fart for a minute. Oh, Friends, Ross and Rachel. That's an old classic, too. What about these movies really suck you in, or what part of these movies would you like to grab, that you would like your life to be like, okay? So that's where I want you to be able to look at what's happening, what's going on, okay? So that's the fun, maybe the joking around. Maybe you want the more serious, the more central, the more passionate, right? What other, I just had a another movie you talk about. What about oh, I can't think of the other TV show. Oh, King of Queens is another one. What about old oh my God, that's a long time ago too. Um Al Bundy, right? Peg and Al Bundy, right? So there's so many things that you could look at, but I want you to go deeper. And what makes you love these movies? Is it the laughter? Is it the tension building back and forth that that it's going to get built back up, right? So you look at those avenues. What about these favorite movies that pull at your heartstrings, that said, man, I want us to be like this. I want us to be able to joke around. I want us to be playful, that type of situation, okay? And I want, oh, I appreciate it, man. King L, when did you find out you had the tism? You're an inspiration, man. Keep it going. No, I appreciate you. Much peace and love to you back. So I appreciate it, okay? So that's where I want people to be able to look at how their relationship is now, or maybe if you're single out there, that's fine. That's great. Okay. I said it's about dating too, right? What movie would you like your relationship to be in? We're not talking perfect. We're not talking perfection. We're talking about, we'd like to integrate maybe a little more of this movie into our real life. Is it more joking around? Is it more playfulness? Is it more whatever, more adventure? Do you want that more, fighting back and forth where people are able to be able to look at, that tension building, the argument, you have to make up sex, right? How many people are into that situation and look and answer, you know, that question? I'd love to hear your take on there. What part of a movie would you like to die for? Is it the 50 Shades? Do you want your relationship or your marriage to be a little more risque? Would you like your relationship to be more playful, fun, a little more naughty, right? With the whips and chains, nipple clamps, all those aspects. Hey, Mike, Lisa, you mentioned more seriousness. Now, when you say more seriousness, can you be more specific? Okay. And I ask my couples, I ask clients in my office to go from general to specific, because what one person's view is of more seriousness might be somebody else's. They might not get that. So I ask people, what does more serious mean to everybody? Okay. And Lisa, thank you. There you go. More intelligent conversation. And I love, I love deep conversations. I love joking around, obviously, as you might have heard or listened to other episodes, but I do have a very serious side. I have to, right? I deal with heartbreak, trauma, cheating, all this stuff. People want to go through a divorce. People want to go through a breakup, or they wouldn't get back together. So it's not joking all the time, okay? It's not that way at all. So, I appreciate you sharing the live on your page and on your timeline. I appreciate you very much. So if everybody, share it on your timeline, your page. I want to help as many people out there as possible. Okay. So when you're talking about, depth and more intelligent conversation, it could be some people are into, not my favorite thing, politics, maybe religion. I'm not religious either. But again, it's not up to me. It's not according to me. It's according to what's important to you and what's important to, like, my clients, absolutely, out in my office. Okay. So that's where I look at to be able to talk about, deep conversations. I love that. I love joking around, obviously, but I love deep conversations talking about, it could be world events, world topic. It could be talking about, maybe philosophies, maybe stoicism, maybe, different ways of loving one another. It could be talking about certain books. It could be talking about other literature, music. I'm not a big I love music, the old school dance tunes, hip hop. Woohoo! But so there's a lot of things that people, I want to be more serious about talking about parenting. I want to talk about more seriousness about the finances, that type of thinking. Hey, my wife and I recently divorced. Oh, bro, man, I'm sorry, man. And I miss her deeply. When I watch love stories, I miss having and it cut out a little bit, but I think I get you. And as you know, yeah, my heart and soul goes out to you big time, because I know, like going through a divorce, some people are, happy. They can't wait to divorce because they've been unhappy. They've been miserable. And other people, they still could love each other and they go through a divorce because maybe they didn't the proper help, or let's face it, one person wants it and willing to do the work and wanna, bust their butt and bust their ass to help save the marriage and relationship. Awesome, great. It's not easy. And the other one does not want to do anything. They they don't want to do the work. They don't want to put that effort in, and it doesn't work out. And I tell people, it's devastating. And I want people to have no regrets. If they do break up or have a divorce, I want people to have no regrets. You know, we tried this, we tried that. I don't want people to go through and say, man, I could have done this. I should have done this. What if I would have done this? And that's where I want people to be able to get the help if possible before it gets to that point where some people it's too little too late and it's devastating. I understand it, but it reeks. You know, I miss having that kind of love in my life. And hopefully one day you will have that back for real, man. It's looking at how you want to live your life. You know, what are your deal breakers? You know, what is most important to you? And what are things that, you know, are flexible that you can live with? And I talked a little bit about that last week on the show. So yeah, I definitely appreciate you sharing that. It rips, man. My heart, as you know, I'm real, I'm genuine. I know who you are, you know who I am, and it rips, man. And I care, man. I'm sad when people are sad. I care. I give a shit. So I want people to be happy. I want people to try to resolve the differences and heal the trauma and to be able to heal the, you know, maybe one cheated, maybe both cheated, to be able to heal that. And yes, it can be healed a lot more than you realize, people. And not only heal, it can be able to be a lot more connected emotionally, mentally, and physically. And that's where you look at when you look at these movies and these love stories. Um, what are the ones that have bad endings, right? They're going to be together in the end. They love each other so much, and the movie ends and they're not together. And you're like, oh my God, right? You feel like your heart is right up here in your throat. And the situation is that they're not. And you're like, oh my God, they should be. Maybe they'll come out with another movie and get them back together. And they never do. Okay. So those are, you know, the tough situations. And what movies would you like your relationship to be in? We had more seriousness in a relationship, right? Do you want more, you know, adventurous sex? Do you want more sex, period? And what does that mean? Okay. Oh, yeah, the one with Jennifer Aniston and Vince Vaughn. I think, is that Love Actually? I think Pierre mentioned that earlier, but I'm not sure if that is Love Actually or God, who else is in that? And maybe Pierre, who mentioned Love Actually, I can think of it, but I can't think of. I saw it a couple times, and I have a brain fart. I can't remember who was in that. If that is the one with Jennifer Aniston and Vince Vaughn, and that it was sad, man. I get you, and that is it's devastating, right? So you look at those avenues and what works for you. And oh, the breakup. Thanks, Lisa. There you go. Thank you. So Pierre, no, that wasn't Love Actually. So yeah, the breakup. That's right. So man, Pierre, you're right on it, man. I appreciate you. Thanks so much. And it was sad, and you get that, and you look at, you know what, do we stop hurting each other and be able to, you know, go our separate ways instead of keep hurting one another. But I want people to be able to try about anything, right? The try their best to seek out me, professional help, or, you know, to be able to gain that insight and to be able to look at what are you doing to show each other, to be a better partner, to be, you know, to stop doing stuff that is disrespectful, that, you know, kills the passion, it kills the intimacy in the relationship. So yeah, if you have any other movies you can think of, throw them out there. I'd love to hear them. And another thing I wanted to bring up this episode is to be able to look at how many people out there are fearful of expressing their love, their feelings to their partner. And I get, you know, it's looking, is it caused by that partner can't handle it because they're not that emotionally intelligent? They're not able to handle, you know, certain emotions. They're not good at sharing compassion and empathy or connecting with their partner when they're hurt, when they're painful. Or some people, they don't want to open up and be vulnerable and share their love with somebody fully because they don't want to get their heart ripped out, right? Maybe that person already had their heart ripped out before, and it's scary, right? I think we've all been there, and it's scary. It's hard to be able to, am I going to love again? Am I going to be able to open up my heart again? But to be able to love fully and to have a healthy, happy relationship, marriage, you have to be able to open up and share and express your love because, excuse me, if your person doesn't feel that from you, it's people are in my office every day because of that, okay? And it's not a threat. I'm just telling you, I'm going to go with the evidence and percentages. It's about being able to, what holds you up. And everybody assumes it is men that can't express their feelings, that don't open up with their love. And I'm going to tell you, I have countless women that I know over the years that have a hard time opening up. They have a hard time expressing their feeling because they don't want to hurt their mans if they're in a, heterosexual relationship. And this goes for same-sex relationships too. They don't want to hurt their partner's feelings. They don't want to create an argument. So they don't say anything. They don't fully share themselves. And there's a way that you can show yourself fully, but also hold on to yourself fully, okay? You can also command self-love and self-respect. You can do both. So, and you look at, and part of this, when I said about having a hard time sharing their feelings and what they want from each other, right, is these movies, right? The love stories. Did they have, how many movies at first, let's face it, maybe every script's the same, that they're able to, they don't share their feelings for each other until the end of the movie, and then they love each other. They commit to each other and admit, oh, I love you. Oh, I love you too. Oh, I have always loved you. I always love you too. But they never shared that, right? They were afraid. They were scared. They were, like I mentioned before about, The Hookup is another movie, right? The Hookup, Friends with Benefits too is another one. They, oh yeah, we're going to have this. And then they catch feelings and they're afraid to admit it, right? They're afraid to have their heart involved because they got crushed before. And I get it, but trying to heal from that. And I tell people, to love is a risk. I'm honest, okay? We all know this, or hopefully they do. A lot of people look at, loving someone as a guarantee you're going to be loved back. You're not. But I want people to be able to do their work and be authentic and be genuine and say, hey, you know what? I love you. I'm going to love you. And if you don't love me back, then I'm going to take that risk anyways, okay? And a lot of people look at it stupid. Heartbreak is stupid. I get that. It hurts. It rips. And a lot of people go back into a relationship or a marriage even, and they're not fully invested into it because their heart is guarded. And, looking at with the breakup, right? With Jennifer Aniston and Vince Vaughn, as, Lisa and Pierre mentioned, that is, that's a prime example. And I look at movies, I want to enjoy them and watch them. And then part of me is like, whoa, they could do this. And, like I'm in my office, you got to do this, open up more, and I joke around because I critique stuff. So you look at, excuse me. So, these movies, they can teach us a lot, even though they're made up, they're scripted, right? Is about, you can learn, and hey, I would like this part of my relationship or marriage or future relationship or future marriage to have more of this. You know what? That's what I was missing. And sometimes we don't have words to describe it. We're thinking, we feel a certain thing, and then we watch a movie, we hear a song, and it's like, that's it. That's exactly what I want. Or the opposite, that's exactly what I don't want. We see this movie, we see this happening. Or certain love stories, right? They have one person cheating on the other, and it triggers, right? And then it shuts our heart down even more, saying, hey, I'm never going to have this happen to me again. I don't want it to, right? So we shut down, we close down, and then, right, because it is just horrific to have our heart ripped out. I tell people, right, having a heartbreak is the worst pain we could feel, okay? It's the worst pain losing a loved one, losing a child. It's just devastating. How many couples I have worked with over the years and individuals over the years that have lost kids. So that's why I do this. Okay. So, oh, please, go to my website. I have a few courses that are on sale actually now. Theartofrelationships.org that can help, revive your relationship, heal after a betrayal, heal after an affair, premarital. I do actually a lot of premarital counseling as well in my office where it's not just, let's be honest, it's not, oh, we're getting married, we want to be prepared. That happens, but the majority of it, they're engaged, they have a wedding planned, and stuff went sideways, and they want to heal it and see if they still want to get married, and they still plan on doing that. So I get that. Heartbreak's the worst. So that's why I try to look at there's no risk, but I want people to be more open and be more the raw and be more vulnerable with what you're feeling, what you're thinking. And, even if there is an actress or an actor in any of your favorite love movies or romantic comedies, right? Do you look at, man, I would like to be more like this? And that doesn't mean fake. I'm not about people being fake, being someone they're not, but to be, if it's more confident, what would that look like? Right? Are you able to look at, hey, being more confident, I would be this. I would be taller. I'm short, right? I'm 5'6", and I own it. People that know me know I'm short. So I'm bald. I've been bald for crap since probably what, 18, 19, 20, somewhere in there. A long time. I own it, right? So be who you are. It's just being able to work on maybe being a more improved you, right? Things that you want to be. Maybe you want to be more confident. Maybe you want to be a little more less shy, right? Maybe more social. Or maybe you want to be less of a jerk, less mean. That type of thing. Maybe you want to, there's arrogant people out there. Do they ever say, I want to be more humble, less arrogant, right? That's difficult. Lisa, I love me and I'm confident. Awesome. Great. Terrific. How long did it take you to get there? Number one. And what would it take to be able to, now, you love me, you're confident, or are you arrogant? No, I'm teasing, okay? So that's where I look at, being able to work on, that type of stuff. And this goes into conjunction so you can be a better partner and be more confident. And also maybe look at like red flags in a marriage, in a relationship that you can step away from because maybe we're blinded because we want our broken heart to be healed so much we ignore what our gut's telling us, okay? And that comes up in, certain movies, right? You see the nice girl with the bad guy or the nice guy with the rotten woman or girl, and they rip their hearts out, right? And it's like, man, why are we always attracted to that person? We know they're this way, but we want them to love us so much instead of being able to look at, hey, why do they deserve us, right? Why do they deserve, right? Why do they deserve our attention? Why do they deserve our love? And why does it always feel like I am chasing that person? Like I'm trying to force or beg that person to love me. And that's part of these, love story movies, right? We chase, I always see someone chasing the other one. Love me, love me, love me. And then they feel like that's real life. So I have to chase someone and beg someone to be with me. That's not healthy. That's not healthy at all. And that does not promote self-love and self-respect. And there was a comment on Facebook, I believe, this morning. I answered about, women want to be chased. The man has to chase the woman, right? Traditional. And I'm like, we could get into traditional and double standards. I'm not into double standards for women, for men. It's okay for I'm a traditional, old fashioned, this is how it's supposed to be. But then you bring up something old fashioned traditional. Oh, no, no, I don't want it that way. I want, you can't have it both ways, right? So I don't want double standards. But, anyways, talking about, the guy should chase the woman. I said, whoa, wait a minute. No, 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 no. Pursuing is different, right? Pursuing is different than chasing. And I did a whole, hey, Tara, hey, what's happening? So I did a whole episode on this probably a couple months back about never chase, never beg somebody to be with you. It's the pursue, and let them know that it works for you. Hey, Amanda, I appreciate you tuning in, and everybody else, okay? So, looking at these avenues, the difference between, oh no, and the woman disagreed with me, but then I clarified, she still might disagree. Oh no, ew, no, it still should be the man should chase a woman. I said, no, not ever. No one should ever chase anybody. Pursuing is different. However, if you're pursuing somebody, right, and they're not interested in you and they don't pursue you back, why are you doing that? Right? Never chase anybody, never beg anybody to be with you or have sex with you, right? There's differences between pursuing and looking how many people and how many, love story movies have you seen that, one person is begging, like I said, begging to be with me, be with me, be with me, and the other one pays no attention. And then that person gets their heart ripped out by the bad girl, bad guy, whatever. And then they go back to the person that always chased them. And they think that really happens in real life. I'm a realist. It might happen sometimes, small percentage, right? So that's where I'm looking at, about self-love and self-respect, about what that happens. If you like somebody, you're interested in somebody, you know what? Ask for their number. This goes for men, women. It doesn't matter. Hey, I'd like to meet you for coffee. I'd like to meet you for a drink, or I'd like to talk to you more. That type of situation. And a lot of people are shy. They're afraid to take that risk and to be able to open up. And, they say, oh, I'm a woman, so I need to be chased. No. You know what? Pursuit is different, but the woman also has to pursue back. And this goes, same sex relationships, right? You're like, okay, who pursues who, right? So, no, there's a level of self respect that needs to be accounted for and applied to your own life with self love and self respect. Yeah, I'm gonna pursue. I'm gonna bust my butt to show you I want you. I want us together. I'm interested in you. But you know what? I want to make sure you're interested too. So I'm not going to beg and plead and lose my self-respect over someone else. And somebody looks at, I think a lot of the dating realm right now, there's still women that, they say the guy, oh, won't leave me alone, won't leave me alone. But then they won't, let's be honest, the attraction's not there. They think that person is not attractive. And this goes for any gender, let's be real, right? And all of a sudden, and now they have somebody that pursues them and does the same thing, but they're attracted to him. Oh, yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. That type of situation, right? So when there's, attraction and chemistry that are there, but then you have to look at, even though I'm attracted and the chemistry seems to be there, I like that person, I'm not going to, sell myself out. I'm not going to always chase and pursue. Like I tripped over my tongue. Not going to chase, but I'm going to pursue and show my interest. But after that, you know what? I want that back. I want that reciprocated. And you look at how that played out in the movies that we talked about and shared throughout the episode of the Art of Relationship show, right? So again, check out my my website, theartofrelationships.org, and I do the show live. You can view it live on TikTok, Instagram's been a little crazy, but TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, we'll say Instagram, LinkedIn, X, formerly Twitter. So there's all type of platforms you can catch a show in. I love it. Share it. I want to help as many people out there. And I know your time's very precious. All of our time is, okay. So I'm very flattered. I appreciate you spending your time joining, listening in. Hopefully, I want to help people, okay? So hopefully I can help give, even if it's a little bit of help, a little bit of insights to help you become a better you, and also to have a healthier dating life and definitely a more connected, passionate, loving relationship or marriage, okay? Peace and love to everybody out there. Everybody take care. Have a good rest of the Wednesday night. And my voice is shot as always. Again, peace and love, everybody. Take care. And again, I thank you for spending your time viewing, watching up. You can always watch other episodes, recorded episodes. Probably the easiest is on YouTube, or that's probably the easiest, at LoveGuruGreg, and you can be able to check it out, okay? Thanks again. Peace and love, everybody. Take care. Have a good night and be safe. And let's get rid of racism, discrimination, and hate in the world, okay? Bye-bye.